I love modern supercars. It's really hard not to love them. They're super fast. They're super exquisite. I've owned this one before, the Wagner. I've owned it for quite some time, actually, since it came out. And it is mind-blowingly fast. You just breathe on top. Even in these wet conditions, it just catapults itself around. It is a very, very good handling vehicle. However, it's certainly more function over form. And that makes me kind of sad and reminiscent of a time long ago. A time where cars like this ruled the supercar industry. This is a piece of art. This is a Lampadati. And in fact, it might just be one of the best Lampadatis, because it's got a perfect mix of American V8 power mounted in the back, and Italian styling, and oh god, it still shifts. It is very much functional form. The aerodynamics are atrocious. It is just full of drag. The drag coefficient is worse than a modern minivan. But it is fast. Oh, and it is fun. This is a fun, proper car. So yes, it's form over function. It is fantastic, and finally, after 50 years, Lampadati has given the supercar industry some more of that taste. It's called the Tigor. It costs over $2 million, and from every angle and from every view, it looks simply stunning. The gorgeous all-carbon fiber design harkens back to the classic Le Mans racers of the 1960s, and if that wasn't enough, it has freaking gullwing doors. It is a fantastic piece of design. Mounted in that beautiful piece of design is a brand spanking new Lampadati design, naturally aspirated V8, making over 700 horsepower. So such an exquisite car deserves such an exquisite track, which is why I'm talking about the Triple Crown of motorsports. The most brutal endurance race, 24 Hours of Le Mans. The fastest race, the Indianapolis 500. But for my pick, we're going to the most prestigious race, which is none other than Monaco. Monaco is a street circuit in the middle of France. It's incredibly narrow, incredibly technical. It is a racing driver's wet dream. Everything about it is constantly on a knife's edge. You have to be extremely good to get around this track at any sort of speed. It is not easy, but when you get it right, it's one of the most rewarding out there. Alright, Lampadati. Let's see if you're as good on the track as you look. Rev it up! Ooh, that's very good traction for a rear-wheel drive car. Ooh, that's very good traction. And then the acceleration, Jesus Christ! I mean, the thing weighs less than 3,000 pounds. Oh, the brakes are good. Oh, God. I know it's less than 3,000 pounds, which helps with the acceleration and braking, but Jesus Christ! And that soundtrack is unreal! I like how this drives. Whoa. Alright, so we've seen the braking force, we've seen the acceleration, we've seen the speed. But now let's see how this mid-engined Italian supercar can handle the corners, shall we? Oh, I like this. I like how this drives a lot. You can just chuck it into these corners. You can absolutely rip its neck. And it will just come back for more. It's a brilliant machine. It's not the fastest. It's far too wide to really challenge any of the fastest cars. And even with its relatively light curb weight, it's still not going to have the sheer power to weight ratio to rival them in an acceleration zone. And it doesn't have the aerodynamics to go around the corners of 2G. But that doesn't really matter. You see, this car wasn't designed to set lap records. It wasn't designed to go particularly fast. Yes, it has a massive V8, a exquisite bias mid-engine, but that doesn't mean it was supposed to be fast. It's supposed to harken back to when supercars were death traps. And while this is not a death trap, those cars back in the 70s that were death traps were offset by their gorgeous looks. People didn't buy them because they were good handlers to be the fastest. You bought them because they looked fantastic. They were on every bedroom wall poster. It really is a beautiful car, and I love that that's what they did with this. They didn't try and put fancy wings on it and crazy aero or anything like that. They didn't also try and make it a pure remake of their car from the 70s. It's its own vehicle, also having elements from the classic era. And that's why I absolutely love it.